Oh. Okay, I think that's enough. So we can continue. Okay, okay, guys. So let's begin with this. So making a small talk. Okay. Isaac is coming. Okay. Isaac is here. Okay, Isaac. Good morning. How you doing?
Hi, teacher. Fine, and you?
I'm doing fine. Okay, so we were discussing the last class what was small talk. So it says here, what is a small talk? All right, so in your own words, in your own opinion, it says what is a small talk and what do we use it for?
It's like a polite conversation about unimportant things or well, no unimportant. It's like simple things or about something in your something in the moment, no?
All right, yeah, it works. Yeah, of course. Okay, thank you, Itzel. Yep. Okay, so Jose, in your own opinion, what is a small talk and what do we use it for?
Um, okay, it's like um, well, like a dialogue when uh, there is no important things to talk.
Talk about. Mhm.
Yeah, it's like informal
Or-
opinions. Yeah.
All right. Okay, and what do we use it for?
Um, to I don't know.
Well, to meet people for the first time, perhaps, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jose. And finally, Isaac, what is a small talk in your own words and what do we use it for?
Maybe is a basic question that you use when you like to meet a other person.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. And what do we use it for apart from meeting people for the first time?
I don't know. Depends of the place or the situation because change all the days because you can meet people on the bus, in the work, uh, university, others places that you have opportunity.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Isaac. Yep. Okay. And finally, Jorge, how you doing? Good morning. Are you there?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. All right. So join the conversation. So Jorge, in your own words, what is small talk and what do we use it for? Okay.
I don't know how you meet them, a person or when?
Yeah, when you meet a person. So small talk is when you meet a person for the first time and then you have to talk about something, right? So do you, or what is small talk in your opinion?
And I don't know.
All right. Well, okay. Small talk is, a type of casual conversation that you have with someone that you meet for the first time. So you wouldn't ask someone about their health, for example, right? Or you wouldn't ask them about their salary or something like that. So it's like a casual conversation, not a too deep conversation, no una conversación muy profunda, right? So,
For
okay.
example, is how is the person?
All right. Okay.
Or the I don't know.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Have you ever used small talk in your life?
Yeah, about what do you like the or no food or what is your favorite movie, for example?
All right. Yeah, that could work. Of course. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Jose. Jorge. Sorry. Thank you, Jorge. And okay, so I suppose you read these. How many are there? These 9 tips. Okay. I take for granted that you did this. Okay. So it says here, okay, read the title of the article and the introduction on the left, think of a tip, and then read the whole article. Was your tip mentioned? Okay, so did you think about an extra tip regarding to these 9 tips? Not that much. Okay, so Itzel, uh, would you mind reading the first tip, please?
Yeah. Smile and say hello. Smile and say hello when you meet someone new. Say your name and shake hands. Try to repeat the person's name. Nice to meet you, Mariana.
All right, thank you. All right, okay, Jose, would you mind reading the number 2?
Sure. Make a comment about your surroundings. For example, the weather is really cold today, or the event. There are a lot of people here.
All right, thank you. Okay, and Isaac, please, number 3.
Sure, teacher. And number 3, ask questions. Try to find something you have in common. Are you new to the company too? However, don't ask very personal questions, for example, about someone's salary or age.
Okay, Isaac, so you wouldn't ask someone about their age in a small talk?
Maybe no, because it's a personal topic. Maybe some people have problems with your age.
Okay, all right, okay, thank you. Okay, yep, and Jorge, please, would you mind reading number 4?
Yep. Listen actively. Show interesting with comment like on really or that's interesting. Keep eye contact and don't look around the room during your conversation.
All right, so Jorge, so would you stare dead in the eye at the person? Stare dead in the eye means mirar fijamente a los ojos a alguien in a conversation. Would you do that?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So, Itzel, in your opinion, do we have to stare at people's eyes when we are talking to them, or do we have to look around a little bit and then look in the eye again? So, what is your opinion, Itzel?
Maybe keep eye contact, but for some time you look around the room.
Yeah.
To have only eye contact is so rude. No, it's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's rude.
Yeah, it can be uncomfortable for the other people, right? Like looking, staring the eye all the time. It's like, all right, so you can look around a little bit and then you can stare in the eye, right? Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Itzel, number 5.
Okay, learn about yeah, fact. Learn about what's going in the world, so you can add to any discussion.
Right. So would you comment about, for example, this current war? Itzel, would you talk about that in a first conversation?
Yeah, maybe because if it is well, not common, but it's a big topic in the world, or is a famous topic. For example, right now the pandemic, maybe. For
Right.
example, is a
Mhm.
is a topic for everyone in the world. And maybe for, yeah, this is an example, for example.
All right. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so you wouldn't talk about controversial topics. All right, so you wouldn't talk about God, for example. Did you believe in God? Or you wouldn't ask about, you know, your political views. Are you from left or right? You wouldn't ask that, right? That's too personal. So, all right. So I want you to think about one more tip, which is not mentioned in these 9 tips. All right, one more tip. So you finish reading number 6 to 9, okay? And then you have, let's say, 3 minutes to think about one more tip which is not mentioned in the list, right? Is that clear?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so you have 3 minutes, please. Okay, you have 1 minute left. Victor Soto is coming. Okay, all right. That's enough time. So Itzel, what is your comment, your extra comment?
For me, is be a good listener. Don't try to talk all the time. It's different to the number 4 because here it's difficult when a person talks a lot and it's your first time with this person and ask a lot questions and say a lot of comments and you only um, well, you don't talk because this person
Uh-huh.
is yeah, talk a lot all the time.
All right. Okay, that's a good comment. Thank you. Okay, Itzel. Yep. Okay. Jose, what is your comment?
I think avoid short answers like yes, no, maybe, yeah, and try to be more. I don't know. Develop a long answer.
I can't hear you very well. Do you have a headphones or earphones? Because I can't hear.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Not so much. I hear you as if you were far away from the computer.
Okay, give me a minute.
All right. Okay. So in the meantime, Isaac, what is your comment?
Yes, I believe when you have a conversation with other people, other person, try to ask a question about other persons, because I think the people enjoy when talk about them.
All right. Okay. So gossip, you mean gossip? Do you like gossip?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that might work. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. And finally, Jorge, what is your comment?
I think a good tip would be not to talk about uncomfortable questions. For example, very intimate question when your first time is talking to the person. No?
All right. Okay. Yeah. So not to ask too personal questions, you said.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That may work. Okay. Thank you, Jose, Jorge. And okay, Victor is not here again. Okay. So we are going to move on. All right. So we're going to move on to the next part of the, okay, Victor is coming. Okay. Okay, so we already discussed that. What other good questions can you think of? All right, we already did that. What's going on in the world at the moment? Which topic you can use in a conversation. So, okay, Victor, how you doing? How you doing? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm sorry for the late. I have some problems. This.
Don't worry, it's fine. So you're here. Okay. So it says here, what's going on in the world at the moment? Okay, so that's very obvious, right? So choose the topics that you can use in a conversation. So we can all discuss about the war, right? Perhaps it's not a good topic, but it's real. Okay, so do you have funny story you can tell? What is it? Can you think of one more tip you can? Okay, it's kind of the same thing, right? So okay, we are going to skip that part. It's kind of like the same. Okay, yeah, this is important. Remember, vocabulary netbook. You should be having your own vocabulary netbook, and this is one way in which you can organize your vocabulary. Remember, semantic fields. That's the name. So you think about one word, for example, colors, and then you can think, okay, which words I can relate with the word colors, like purple, gray, orange, green, right? TV shows. So this is one good way of organizing your vocabulary, apart from family words. So, Victor, do you remember what is a family word?
Yeah.
What is a family word, in your opinion?
It's family word is the way to modify the same word in different. I don't know how to say
Categories, perhaps.
categories or uses.
All right. Yeah, of course. So there are a lot of ways. There are a lot of ways in which you can organize your vocabulary. So family words is one, and this one is semantic fields, which is another way of organizing your vocabulary. So it is helpful, right? Okay. So it says here we are going to continue with the next part, which is, unit 2. Okay. And in this unit, we are going to talk about your interest, with can, hate, prefer, be good at, right? In lesson B, we are going to work with discuss your taste in music using object pronouns and everyone, nobody, those are object pronouns. Everybody, nobody, somebody, anyone, no one. All right. So in lesson C, we are going to learn to say no in a friendly way, not just no, right? In a friendly way, and use really and not really to make statements stronger or softer. Okay, and in lesson D, we are going to learn about read an outline forum about hobbies. Okay, so magazines. Okay, which one of you still reads magazines? Isaac, do you still read magazines? Isaac?
Sorry, teacher, I have problems with my internet. Could you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, don't worry. Do you still read magazines?
And no, I don't, because I think all the information you can watch on internet.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So we don't read magazines anymore, you know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Yep. So we're going to continue with this. Okay. Before I start, I would like to explain, you know, the grammar topic, which is, okay, this one right here. Okay. Today we are going to explain the grammar topic, and we are going to use that information for answering the exercises. So, okay, it says here, can, he can't. Remember, when you have certain auxiliary verbs, you need to think about the form in which you are going to write the verb. Not all auxiliary verbs require you to write the verb in the same way. For example, can, he can't. If you are going to use a verb with can or can't, you must write that verb in the normal way. What do I mean by normal way? Play, sing, run, jump, right? So you wouldn't say something like, I can't to play, for example. You wouldn't say that. So you have to say, I can play, I can sing, I can talk. But there are some other verbs, you know, like love or like or hate or prefer, which requires you to write the verb in the infinitive way, which means with to, right? So for example, with love, you can say, I love to swim, or you can also say, I love swimming. So love requires you to, or allows you to write the verbs in two ways. One is with to, and the other way is with ing. So you could say, I love to swim, or I love swimming. It's the same for like. You could say, I like to play, or I like playing, and both are correct. So I hate work out, or you can say, I hate working out. So it's the same with prefer. I prefer to watch TV, or I prefer watching TV. And the same with enjoy, right? I enjoy reading. You can't use enjoy with to. So you cannot say, I enjoy to play. Remember, you cannot say that. You can say, I enjoy reading, I enjoy playing, but you wouldn't say, I enjoy to play. So instead, you would use, I'd like to play, right? If you want to use enjoy in the infinitive way, or the verb in the infinitive way, you need to use I'd like, which is I would like. So what does I would like mean according to what you know, Jose? What is I would like to play? What does it mean?
In Spanish or
You could, yeah.
me gustaría tocar ya.
All right, yeah, of course. So I would like means me gustaría. And of course, okay, and the last okay, the last rule in here, it says preposition. Yeah, that's a general rule. So when you have a verb after a preposition, you always need to write that verb in the ing form, right? Except for to. To is an exception, because when you have to, for example, if I want to say something like para trabajar, all right. So whenever you have in Spanish the word para, and then another verb, para trabajar, for example, or para comprar, or para tener, something like that, you will always have two options. Two options. The first one is, for example, to say something like, can you see the whiteboard? Yep.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So para trabajar, you would say something like, you have two options. One is using for, and the other one is using to, right? So if you want to use for, you need to put the verb in the ing form, which is for working. So you could say something like, I need this computer for working, or I need this computer to work. And that would be the same case with this one. So you could say, I need this for buying, or I need this to buy, right? Or I need this for having, or I need this to have. All right, so whenever you encounter in Spanish para, and then after that para, a verb, you have always these two options, right? But normally when you have, for example, let's say para, and then you have a noun, let's say para mi mamá. Para, bueno, let's say para mi mamá. Ay, estoy escribiendo en español. Para mi mamá. Para mi país. So whenever you have this, you must use only for, not two, but for. So for example, if you want to say something like, compré esto para mi mamá. Okay, so you would say something like, I bought this for my mom. So you wouldn't use to my mom, because that's a noun, not a verb, right? So if you want to say, voy a pelear por mi país, okay, so you would say for my country. For my country, right? So these are exceptions to that rule, but apart from that, whenever you have a verb after a preposition, you must put that verb in the ing form all the time. Okay, all the time. And okay, that leads us to another topic, which is verb patterns. Okay, so let's see. What is a verb pattern? Okay, so whenever you have two verbs together in a sentence, like me gusta comer, me gusta jugar, something like that, you need to, okay, what's happening here? Wait a little bit. Okay. Wait a little bit. Okay. So verb patterns. Okay, it's right here. Okay, I'm going to send you this presentation. I'm going to upload it in Yammer, the Yammer group. And okay, so this is the topic. Whenever you have two verbs, you need to think about the first one, because the first one determines the form of the second one. El primero determina la forma del segundo. So there are some verb patterns, like some verbs, like these ones right here, forget, can accept two kinds of verbs, but changing the meaning. It means, for example, if you use forget and then you use an infinitive, that is one meaning. And if you use forget and then you use ing, it's another different meaning, right? So for example, if you say something like, I forgot to telephone, it's a verb. And if you say, I forgot to telephone the bank before I went on holiday, that means olvidé llamar. So whenever you use forget and then another verb in the infinitive form, significa olvidar hacer eso, ¿no? I forgot to tell you, I forgot to buy, I forgot to do my homework, right? That's easy. So don't forget to pick up the children, for example. No olvides recogerlos. Okay. But when you use forget and then the other verb is an ing, the other verb is an ing, then you change the meaning for past, right? So for example, hey, teacher, how you doing?
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing
How's
fine.
everybody? Fine?
Yeah.
Very good. Great.
All right. So do you have something to say, teacher?
No.
No?
Just super easy, super fast. Please, for all the students, please remember that you need to answer recreo every day, so we can have all the activities and all the information, all the data from recreo, from you. So that is your daily homework. Answer recreo every day.
All right.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So yeah, remember, so when you have forget and then you have another verb in the ing form, you change the meaning. For example, if you say something like, okay, I forgot to tell you, let's say, right? I forgot to tell you means, pues se me olvidó decirte, I forgot to tell you, right? But if you say something like this, I forgot, right? I forgot telling you, I forgot telling you, that means I told you, but I forgot about it. Eso quiere decir, no lo hice, I forgot to tell you, ay, se me olvidó. Y I forgot telling you means, te dije, o sea, sí te lo dije, pero olvidé haber hecho eso, olvidé haberte dicho que lo hice, ¿no? Pero sí lo hice. Pues olvidé haberte dicho. That's the meaning, right? So, for example, see, if you say something like, I forgot to promise, means, olvidé prometerlo. I forgot to promise. Okay, so I didn't do it. I forgot to promise. I didn't do it. But if you say something like, I forgot promising would mean, okay, te lo prometí y no me acuerdo. Olvidó haber prometido. So the translation would be, olvidó haber prometido. Olvidé haberlo hecho. Okay, is that clear, Jose? Is that clear, the difference?
Yeah. Yeah, like forgot a promise or forgot something. Yeah.
So when you use forget and then another verb in the ing form means, se me olvidó haberte dicho, haberlo comprado, haberlo traído. It means I did it, but I forgot it. In this one, I didn't do it because I forgot it, right? Okay, so be careful with forget because it changed the meaning. And then regret changed the meaning too, right? If you say something like, we regret to tell you, we regret to tell you means, lamentamos decirle. So we regret to tell you. So remember, regret plus an infinitive means lamentar hacer algo. So we regret to tell you, we regret to inform you, we regret to say, we regret to whatever, right? But when you use regret and then another verb in the ing form, that leads you to the past. So for example, if you say something like, I regretted to tell you. Lamenté haberte dicho, ¿no? All right. But if you say something like, I regretted telling you, that would mean something like, lamento haberlo hecho. So a lot of times you don't use regret, for example, in past form, because you have something like, I regret telling you. If you say, I regret telling you, you are already using past, which means lamento haberte dicho. I regret telling you. And if you say, I regret to tell you, means lamento decirte in present. So this is present, remember, right? And regret telling you is past. Lamento haberlo hecho. Right? So remember, when you want to use regret in past, you can use regret and plus an ing verb. For example, I regret changing my job. I don't like my new one. So it says here, él dejó su trabajo en el pasado y ahora lamenta esa decisión. Eso significa regret plus ing, right? Okay, I'm going to cut this session and I'm going to start it again. Okay, la voy a cortar, la vuelvo a abrir y ahorita se unen, ¿sale?
Okay.
Okay. So do you have any questions up to here up to this point?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
Sure. In the example, the first verb can't be in normal way or past way. What is the correct form?
Okay, so
what is the different?
yeah. Okay, so you can use the first verb in whatever the form you want to, right? The first verb is free to be in any form, right? The second one is the one which is dependent on the first one. I mean, el primero lo puedes decir en cualquier forma, but the second one, you need to put it in these two forms, right? Forget, you can say forgetting, you can say forgot, you can say I have forgotten, you can say to forget, whatever, right? But the second one is the one which is dependent on the first one. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. Do you have any more questions, somebody?
No.
Nope. All right. Okay, so remember is another verb that change the meaning when you change the second verb. For example, if you say remember and then infinitive, es decir, that means I didn't remember to buy, no recordé comprar. I didn't remember to say, no recordé decir, right? But when you use remember and then the verb in ing, that leads you to the past again. So for example, if you say something like, I don't remember to buy, that means no recuerdo comprar, no lo hice. What? Yep, sorry.
Simple present.
Simple question. Yeah, I don't remember to buy. No recuerdo comprar. No, so I didn't do it. But if you say something like, I don't remember buying, means I bought the thing and I don't remember doing it. I didn't do it. The first one is I didn't do it because I didn't remember, right? I don't remember to buy, so I don't do it. The second one is I did it, I bought it, but I don't remember doing it. Is that clear? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So remember, change the meaning whenever you use the verb in ing. And finally, try. Yeah. Try is the last one that will change the meaning, which is try. If you say something like, try to come. So try plus infinitive means when you want to give, how do you say? When you are talking about something that didn't work, right? I tried to study, for example. I tried to study, but I couldn't. I tried to study. When you use try and then another verb in infinitive, you are talking about an attempt that didn't work out. Un intento que no funcionó. I tried to study. I tried to pay attention. I tried to pay my debts. I tried to, so you use that form to express something that you couldn't achieve, an attempt that you couldn't make. Okay, but if you use
try the speak in English, for example.
Okay, so yeah, you could say that I tried to speak in English, I tried to finish my career, right? But when you use try and ing, you are giving an advice. For example, have you tried studying more? Have you tried studying? Oye, ¿has intentado estudiar? Have you tried working? I tried paying attention, but So whenever you use try and ing form, you are giving an advice. Remember, you are giving an advice to someone to try something. So for example, Itzel, how would you advise to someone? ¿Has intentado escribir más rápido? How would you say that?
Have you tried writing fast?
All right, writing faster. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So how would you say, pues intenté escribir más rápido, pero no funcionó?
I try to write faster, but I can't.
All right, but I couldn't, right? Man, no pude. All right, so do you see the difference between try and tried plus ing? Isaac, for example, do you have any questions for this?
Maybe I understand the basic the meaning, but yes, maybe right now I don't have a question. I think it's clear.
All right, so how would you say, Isaac, to someone, ¿has intentado comer más saludable? How would you say that, Isaac? How would you give that advice to someone? Hola.
Yes, teacher. I think is have you tried to eat healthy?
Okay. Healthier. Have you tried to eat or have you tried eating?
I think it's two because it's the first thing. Is the first. Yes, the first. The first. I don't know. Yeah, la primera vez. O sea, no lo ha intentado, no ha fracasado.
But you are giving an advice, right? So remember, when you are giving an advice, you would use try plus ing. So have you tried eating healthier? Have you tried typing faster? Have you tried doing this? Have you tried
It's
working?
advice, no?
Sorry, yep.
It's because it's advice, no?
It's an advice, yeah. So when you're giving an advice, you would use try plus ing. So when you're talking about an attempt that didn't work out, so you would use I try to. Try plus infinitive. So again, Isaac, how would you say, ¿has intentado hacer eso?
Okay, I think is have you tried doing?
Of course, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you're giving an advice. Oye, ¿has intentado esto?
Okay, okay, teacher.
All right, so Jose, how would you say something like, intenté trabajar, pero no pude?
I tried working, but I couldn't.
Okay, are you giving an advice there?
Oh, no.
All right, so
It's, I tried to work, but I can't.
But I couldn't. Yeah, I tried to work, but I can't. Yeah, of course. Okay, Jose. Yeah, so how would you say, intenté hacer mi tesis o escribir mi tesis?
I tried to write my thesis.
All right. Yeah. So if you say that, you are implying that you didn't do it. I tried to write my thesis, but I couldn't. So, all right. So remember, those verbs change the meaning when you use infinitive and when you use ing, right? So there are some other verbs that do not change the meaning. For example, begin, you can use begin with a verb in infinitive or ing, and you will not change the meaning. For example, you can say something like, I began to cry, or I began crying. So you have these two options and you will not change the meaning. Just like love, just like prefer, just like hate, right? So those verbs right here, you know, these ones, love, like, hate, and prefer, go in this verb pattern. Because you can use both ways and you will not change the meaning. For example, continue, he continued to live, or he continued living, and it's the same. Hate, okay, so you can say I hate study, I hate to study, sorry, I hate to study, or I hate studying. Or like, I like to play, or I like playing. Or intent, intent means tener la intención de. So if you can say something like I don't intend to stay, or I don't intend staying. Or start, it's the same. Start to talk, or start talking, and it's the same, right? Okay, so a lot of verbs also have prepositions. Prepositions that belong to them. For example, apologize for, suspect for, believe in. So if you are going to use other verb with this type of verbs, that verb must be used in ing. For example, I apologize for being rude with you. Me disculpo por ser grosero contigo, ¿no? Because apologize, you always use apologize with for. I apologize for, and then you use the verb in ing. Suspect for. So she's suspected for stealing the cars, for example. I'm suspected for not doing my homework. I'm suspected for committing a crime. So, but because suspect, it's always used with for. Believe in. So if you're going to use a verb, I believe in working hard. Yo creo en trabajar duro. I believe in doing my homework on time. Yo creo en hacer mi tarea a tiempo, ¿no? I believe in striving for a better society. Yo creo en luchar para tener una mejor sociedad. Or nihilist, do not believe in doing nothing. Doing anything, sorry. Nihilists don't believe in doing anything. Los nihilistas no creen en hacer nada, for example. All right. Agree or disagree when you use it as a verb. So I agree with, and you are going to use another verb, that verb must be in ing. I agree with taking that exam. I agree with allowing people to do what they want. I agree with commenting more in the class. So, for example, Itzel, how would you say, estoy de acuerdo con tener más, no estoy de acuerdo con tener más tarea. How would you say that?
Okay, I disagree with, how do you say the sentence? Tener?
Estoy de desacuerdo en tener más tarea.
I disagree with is having more homework.
Having more homework, exactly. Yeah. Okay, yeah, perfect. Jose, how would you say, no estoy de acuerdo con tomar ese examen?
I disagree with taking that test.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. So, Jorge, how would you say, estoy en desacuerdo con ir a la guerra?
I disagree going to the work.
Okay, with going, right?
Going to the work.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And Víctor, how would you say, estoy en desacuerdo con con estudiar eso?
I disagree with studying that.
All right. Yeah. 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 And Isaac, finally, how would you say, estoy de acuerdo con comprar pavo para Navidad? How would you say that, Isaac?
Okay, yes, teacher. I agree with buy turkey for Christmas.
All right. Yeah. Perfect. Exactly. So remember, you have a lot of verb patterns, you know, verb plus preposition, complaining about, insist on, think about, worried about, concentrate on, succeed in, work on. So I'm going to send you this presentation. All right. And well, now you have all the verb patterns you need to know. There are now another verb pattern, which is verb, object, preposition, and ing. So accuse, for example, accuse obligates you to use an object. This object pronouns. Do you remember object pronouns? Me, her, him, them. Those are object pronouns. So for example, they accuse me of stealing. They accuse me of stealing. Ellos me acusaron de robar, ¿no? They accuse me of not doing my homework. Me acusaron de no hacer mi tarea. So you always use accuse plus an object plus a preposition, you know, verb, object, preposition, and ing. Blame is other verb like that. They blame me for breaking the rules. Me culparon por romper las reglas. They blame me for breaking the rules. Discourage. Discourage. So you can say something like the weather discouraged people from attending to the concert. Es como discourage mean desmotivar, ¿no? El clima desmotivó a las personas para ir al concierto. So, okay, so prevent, for example, prevent, you can use prevent plus an object, him, from, and speaking. Nothing will prevent him from speaking. Nada evitará que él hable. All right, and there are some other verbs that do not take the ing form, but they take the infinitive form. Advise is one of them. They advised me not to do it. They advised me not to do it. Me aconsejaron no hacerlo, ¿no? Allowed me to be lazy. The boss do not allow me to be lazy at work. El jefe no me permite echar la hueva en el trabajo. Encourage. So encourage, you can use encourage plus one of the object pronouns plus infinitive. So Mr. Don always encouraged me to keep going. El señor Don siempre me incentivó, me motivó a continuar. Encourage me to keep going. And persuade. Persuade Mary to buy my material. Convencí a Mary de comprar mi material, ¿no? I persuade Mary to buy my material. Bueno, me las arreglé para persuadir a Mary de comprar mi material, right? And then you have, you know, a lot of verbs that go with infinitive. Afford, attempt, fail, pretend, okay? So indeed, I'm going to upload this presentation in Jammer so you can have a wider idea of verb patterns. Okay, so do you have any questions with these verb patterns?
We have to practice.
Yeah, we have
a
to
lot
practice. Okay, so you know that will be useful for homework, that you do a sentence for each of these patterns, for each of these verbs. You know, not for tomorrow, but for, let's say, for the next Tuesday. Is that good for you?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you are going to do your own sentences with these verbs. Okay. Let's say for Tuesday.
But for example, is one sentence for verb plus infinitive, the verb for every form, or for every verb that is in the presentation?
Okay, now let's focus our attention on these ones right here, because those are the most difficult, right? So when you change the meaning, yeah, deal with these ones: forget, regret, remember, and try. Okay, we're going to begin with those. So you need to do two sentences. One meaning intenté estudiar, and the second one, have you tried studying? Giving an advice. Okay, so you need to do, let's say, two with each one of this. One in ing and the other with infinitive. Okay, is that clear?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so just with forget, with regret, and with remember and try, just those. All right. If you want to do more, you can do more, but focus your attention on those ones. All right. So, okay. So this one right here, it's kind of like the same. Remember, so we are going to be working with these ones the next class. But we also have 2 minutes. Okay. So, okay, it says here to complete the conversation, sometimes more than one answer is possible, then practice with a partner. Okay, so it says here, do you enjoy cooking? Actually, yeah, I like. Okay, so how would you complete this sentence right here? Itzel? I like to make, I like making.
I like to make my own bread too.
All right.
The bird like.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Jorge, how would you complete number 2?
Are you good at reading music?
All right. Okay. And Victor, how would you respond to that? Victor?
Sorry, I was mute. No, but I can play music by here.
By ear. Okay. All right. Okay. Isaac, how would you read number 3?
Okay, number 3. What kinds of games do you enjoy playing?
Okay. All right. And Jose, how would you respond to that?
Do you like to play games online?
Okay. Okay. And Isaac, how would you respond to that?
Okay, teacher. No, I hate to sit at the computer in my free time.
All right. Okay. Do you also can use I hate sitting?
Maybe in this case, yes.
Yeah.
The 2 option is correct.
Exactly. Yeah. Both options are correct. Yeah. Okay, guys. So your homework for next Tuesday would be do remember 2 sentences with try, remember, and forget. Okay. And we are going to continue with this one tomorrow. Okay. And I'm going to upload the presentation in the Jammer group. And remember, you need to be answering your recreo activities. All right. Okay. So do you have any other questions with this? Okay. The teacher Miguel is going to give some information. So
thank you, my friends. Thank you. Very good. Okay, thank you, my friends. I hope you enjoy your class. See you Thursday. Remember, on Thursday, we are going to have more speaking activities, okay? So be prepared with this structure, okay, to practice for this Thursday, okay, in conversation, okay? So teacher Rafa will tell you the topic, and you can use all of these words, all of these verbs, special verbs, to practice your speaking. So thank you very much, and see you on Thursday. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
Okay. See you. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.